Here at the Ascutney State Park, Weathersfield Trail. There's a 3-mile trail, 2.9 miles up to the summit. That's about a 4-hour hike from what I understand, up and back, maybe even a little bit longer. And unfortunately, we're not really going to have time for that today. But when I take a small hike up, maybe I'll even make it up to the Cascade Falls. We'll see. It's a little bit tricky, and they say that with the roots and the stones and the leaves, it can be awfully slippery. And unfortunately, I don't have hiking poles which are recommended. So we'll see. Getting up to our first route hike right here, and hope we keep track of the trail. The trail itself is fairly clear, but you can see with it covered in leaves, it's kind of disappearing into the forest a little bit. Could be a little bit difficult to make out. Thankfully, it is clearly marked with white blazes on the trees, at least so far. So, gonna keep going. For my own safety, I'm not gonna make the video of me going all the way up the trail continuously, but I thought it might be nice to see a little bit of the trail as we move forward. So we'll just have a quiet moment here. Looks like the trail gets a little more challenging here, so we'll see you later. Here's a bit of helpful signage for us. Could be a little ambiguous if we didn't know, because it really does look like it goes two ways. Coming here to a little bit of a water hazard, for lack of a better word. Obviously some rocks that are slanted down, and crossing over a little creek here. Not bad at all, but just a little something you have to watch for, especially with the leaves on the ground. You can see here why it's not a trail that really requires any kind of special skills. And I don't believe there's any scrambling later on, although I'm not sure. But you can start to see why it's not considered an easy trail. In addition to the pretty steep climbs, which I've had already, there's some fun ups and downs and roots and rocks and things. About to tackle these stairs. I think we can do this most of the way with the video still rolling. Keep my eyes down at the stairs themselves. This is going to be a little tricky right here. And up there, nice little switchback, naturally made. Whew, okay, safety's sake, time to stop the video. If you listen carefully, you can hear water off in the distance. I'm guessing that's the little falls. I'm hoping it is. We will see soon. And here we are at Little Cascade Falls with the water coming down there and then flowing down to here, where it falls again. And then down this way to where it falls off that end. I didn't see a good view of that coming up, but I'm going to guess that if I look on the way down, it will. And I'm going to stop right here, which is only 0.4 miles of the 2.9 miles up to the top. But I hope that gives you a little idea of what the trail is like. Not that it completely tells you what's going on in the future, But we'll get this here, little Cascade Falls, and then we're off to head back down again. Woo! Here we go. This should give you a little bit of idea of the challenges of going back down the mountain. I am stopping for a break after having descended this somewhat gnarly portion of trail. I do have a new buddy, my walking stick. I should probably give it a name. It's my walking stick, Steven. And a little bit bigger than perfect, but strong and what I need. So break time and we're back on the trail again. Take you a little bit for this part because it's fairly flat and even and not too many slippery stones. And also clearly marked. And we're getting to a bit of a stoneway, so for safety's sake, see you later. Enjoying a bit more of the hike through the woods. We are on the side of Mount Ascutney, and one of the interesting things to know is that while Mount Ascutney is surrounded by a lot of foothills, it is not actually part of the mountain range the other foothills belong to. It is geologically a standalone mountain that was pushed up, unlike the other mountains, not by the tectonic movement, not by the processes of continents moving around and new formation at the plates and things like that and being crushed together, but rather it was by its own geological activity, kind of like a volcano erupting. It pushed up by itself, and it is made up of a different rock composition and in other ways geologically different from the surrounding mountains. I'm starting to get more rocks down here amongst the leaves, so you know the safety rule. Some more pleasant walking through the woods. I've been going through a little bit of a flat spot. I feel a little bit bad, like I'm abandoning you during the fun parts for my own safety, so you don't get to see the parts that aren't the flat parts. But I'm hoping maybe you just like a little bit of the serenity of walking through the woods. And here's a part that's a little more downhill, a little bit more stuff going on, some roots and things, but still not too bad, so I feel safe holding the camera. You may notice that I'm looking down at the path, a little slip on the leaves there. You may notice that I'm looking down at the path a bit more. That's both for my own sake, so I can see what's ahead, but also so you can get a little bit more of a feel of what it's like going down the hill. It's not all about just looking at the vistas. You also got to keep an eye on the path. Okay, nice white blazes there, showing that we turn here. Roots and rocks. Curious why this little box was built here. I mean, I'm assuming it's some kind of step or something, but why it was built there, I don't know, because there are many other places that could use something like that, and maybe some of them even a little bit more. Maybe it wasn't built as a step. Maybe somebody was trying to plant a little garden there. Who knows? I assume water runs down here when it's the weather and the season are correct. And look, we're almost at the end of the trail, back down to the parking lot. So, here we go. And that, my friends, is the end of the Weathersfield Trail, which actually doesn't start in Weathersfield. I forget the name of the town it's in. It's like Picking or something like that. I'll have to look that up. Anybody remembers, check it out in check it out. But you can see it goes up past Little Cascade Falls and Cascade Falls, and then it gets to the West Peak and then to the summit. And when you're at the summit, there's also a side trip you can take to go to a lookout point, which I understand is the best place to go for views. We just went up to Little Cascade Falls today, but hopefully sometime in the future, make it to Cascade Falls, or maybe another year to the summit. Have a great day. Oh, and let's not forget a round of applause for my walking stick, Steven. Go, Steven. Yay!